You ever look down at your own hands and wonder who the hell they belong to? That was me, right there in lane 3, trembling so bad I could barely load my Glock. 3 years out of the Army, and suddenly I'm this nervous wreck, can't keep my hands steady to save my life, which is some kind of sick joke considering how many lives I used to save it in with these same hands. The shooting range was supposed to be my sanctuary, my little corner where no one could see the cracks forming. But even here, under the cold buzz of fluorescent lights and the stink of cordite, the old ghosts found me. First shot of the night, I missed so wide I might as well have been aiming at the moon. Business guy in the next lane, the type with a watch worth more than my car, caught it all and gave me that little smirk like he'd just seen through me, like he knew something I didn't. Yeah, buddy, maybe you do. Maybe you see the fracture lines running through me. That target downrange seemed to laugh at me, its clean center untouched, my round barely grazing the edge. In my old unit, a miss like that would have meant a week of extra duty, endless razzying. Now it just meant another night lying awake, wondering when the tremor would stop. 3 weeks back, I was top dog at the Denver VA, helping wounded soldiers get back on their feet. Then there was Marcus stuff as nails, lost his leg to an IED. Routine session, he flinched, flashback grabbed my wrist with a grip like iron. And my body went pure muscle memory and moved for his throat, didn't even think, almost choked out a patient in front of God and everyone. I pulled back in time, but the look in Marcus' eyes said it all saw right through my therapist mask to the killer underneath. After that, the leave papers came. Take some time, get your head right. Like I hadn't been trying since the day I got home. The tremor started that day. I told myself it was coffee, stress, hell, maybe low blood sugar, but truth is, it was the cracks finally showing. Even holding my Glock felt foreign, like shaking hands with a stranger who knew too much about me. And this place shooting range on a Tuesday night felt like the only place I could even pretend to be whole. College kids laughing their way through their magazines. An old-timer in the corner moving with the kind of grace you only get after decades on the line, and business guy still throwing side-eye like it was currency. So I try again. SFC Rodriguez used to say, "The weapon doesn't make the shot. Martinez, your mind does. The rest is just delivery." I hear his voice in my head, try to breathe like he taught me. This time, shot lands a little better, still way off what I know I can do. "Maybe you should try a bigger target," business guy mutters. Yeah, that happened. In Afghanistan, they call me Ghost. I'd show up, lay down hell, disappear. Word got around, enemies started believing I was a phantom, which was fine by me. My shots were surgical, and I was proud of it. That person seems like someone I used to know. It's worse now, thinking about Marcus's fear, my failure. I was a weapon, finely tuned, and now I'm like a gun that's jammed and nobody wants to clean. I made an appointment with the VA, but I already know what they'll say: medication, therapy, take a yoga class. None of that's going to touch the stuff that's broken inside. Load one more magazine, because quitting is for people who can afford to lose. I need to prove to myself Ghost isn't dead yet. Out of the corner of my eye, I notice a man in lane 12, steel gray eyes, moves like he's checking exits wherever he goes. He's watching me with a look I know too well. That's the gaze of someone who's fought the same kind of wars. Ifida. The tremor's still there, but I'm working through it, pretending every squeeze of the trigger is peeling away another layer of self-doubt. Suddenly, a hot brass casing arcs toward my face from the college kids without thinking. I swat it away, never break my stance. That's not a civilian move, you know what I mean? Only people who've had to dodge things more dangerous than brass move like that. That guy in lane 12, he clocks it. And he's watching, more interested in my technique than his own target now. He looks like he's been Navy, or maybe something blacker than black. There's a certain way those guys carry themselves, like they've learned how to disappear in plain sight. He studies me, not the casual way most people do, but with a kind of professional curiosity that makes my skin crawl and my hackles rise. Meanwhile, business guy's getting louder, cracks another joke, but I tune him out. Old habits. Instead, I slide deeper into myself, like setting up in a sniper's nest, waiting out the storm. The guy in 12 doesn't say a word, but there's a nod from the old-timer in the corner, just a tap at his temple, as if to say, I know what's in your head. My shots still aren't perfect. The pattern says it's not skill, it's something in my head. PTSD, they call it. Sometimes you can run from the battlefield, but you can't run from the war inside your skull. Business guy pushes his luck. Maybe you should try knitting, sweetheart. If I was still Ghost, I'd have him running laps with a pack on his back, but I don't even flinch. Instead, I get quiet, steadier. For one moment, the tremor turns to iron in my will. Everyone's gone quiet, and when I line up the next shot, it feels like the whole range is holding its breath. I squeeze, and suddenly muscle memory takes over. I'm not Here I am in Kandahar again. The radio hissing, my spotter gone, men screaming for help in the dark. I open my eyes, fire again dead center. Then another and another. There's a hush, and even business guy finally shuts up. That's when lane 12 really pays attention. He saw something in me, Thena shift, a transformation that you only get in the kill zone. With my eyes closed, the tremor vanishes. In my mind, it's October in Afghanistan. I can smell the cordite, hear the wind howling, taste the fear and adrenaline mixing in my mouth. And just like that, I'm Ghost again doing the impossible, holding it together while everything falls apart around me. My hands become steady as stone, each shot perfect. Everyone on the range stops what they're doing like they just witnessed something sacred or dangerous, maybe both. Jesus Christ, what the hell are you? Business guy mutters, but I barely hear him. My trance breaks. The old demons creep back in. The group on the target is so tight it hurts to look at. It's not a civilian shooting, that's for damn sure. Lane 12, he gets it now. That's when the twist lands. He's not just some bored ex-military. His eyes flicker, jaw tightens, putting together a puzzle he never expected to solve tonight. In his face, I see the ghost of recognition. Maybe he's seen a report. Maybe he's heard a legend about a sniper called Ghost who saved a SEAL team in a valley in Afghanistan, October 2022. He's measuring me, wondering if it's really possible. He approaches as the range goes quiet. I pack up, try to get out, but he stops me, voice low and controlled. Excuse me, can I have a word? I freeze. Nobody says that unless they're about to change your life. His voice snaps me right back to that night, the worst night of my life, and I see a scar above his eyebrow like a thin white line I remember from a scope under green night vision in the worst firefight I ever survived. He's Reaper 6, the team leader from that Opthi won my shots, pulled out of an ambush, the one whose men I kept alive with bullets that bent probability and luck. For a second, neither of us says anything. There's too much between us classified files, radio chatter, a valley full of blood and ghosts. He looks at me, and there's no blame, no pity, just gratitude and something raw that maybe I needed to see. You saved my team, he says, voice rough, barely more than a whisper. Martinez, right? Staff Sergeant Sarah Martinez. It floors me. I spent 3 years convincing myself Ghost was dead and gone. But here he is, living proof that what I did mattered, that all the weight and guilt and impossible choices added up to something real. He tells me what happened as Guys Rodriguez made a full recovery. Kowalski is training new recruits, Martinez married a nurse. Every name hits like a hammer. These aren't numbers or after-action reports, the real lives I touched, for better or worse. I tell him about my 43 confirmed kills, about the monster I became to protect people like him. Sometimes, he says, holding it back is the hardest thing. The tremor in your hand sits, not weakness. It's the weight of holding in something that wasn't meant to be contained. For the first time in years, I feel seen not as a case file or a cautionary tale, but as a whole person. He tells me about waking up reaching for weapons, about seeing threat assessments in every crowd. We're cut from the same cloth, stitched together by violence and service. When the moment is right, he steps back and salutes a real salute. Not the casual kind you throw out of habit, but the kind you give to heroes and the fallen. I return it, tears finally breaking loose, and for a heartbeat, it feels like the whole range holds its breath in respect. As the world resumes around us, he says quietly, Sergeant Martinez, it's been an honor. Then he walks away, not needing to say another word, because we both know this isn't about swapping numbers or grabbing a beer. Some bonds are too sacred, too carved in blood and silence. I stay a moment, feeling the weight shift inside me, not vanish but settle into something I can carry. Tomorrow I'll go back to the VA, help others pick up their own pieces, but now I know my own cracks aren't signs of failure. Theory proof. I paid the price, and that price meant something. So here's my question for you, though. You think there's ever a way home from war? Or are we just learning to walk with our ghosts? Drop your thoughts below, because I want to hear from people who've carried their own battles. Right, wrong, hero, monster. Maybe the truth is, we're all a little of each, and the real fight is learning how to live with that. Let's talk about it.
Xin chào các bạn, mình là Trinh, mình phụ trách viết content. Trên đây là những công việc của mình là mình lên mạng.
Vamos supor, você falou negócio sério.
It is cold, yeah. Next one? Alright. Thank you, man. Hey, if you guys have any trouble, let somebody know. Please.
After the tree to hold on to.
Yeah, they're